afternoon, everybody. Wanted to get this out for a couple days, but sinuses just won't quit. But I think I can, get through this now. INFJs, we have this innate ability with our intuition. People confide in us. We can make sense of things, and also given our overwhelming sense of integrity that's often to our own detriment, we tend to tell people the truth even when it can come back to haunt us, when truth is bad because it goes against the status quo or the good old boys or some anointed one that we don't give a shit about. But what I want to talk about is how we must accept this. Excuse me. But this is kind of our curse, blessing and curse. INFJs are really good at helping people seek out and express their true selves, what they really want in life. We have a saying among our kind, the impossible just takes longer. INFJs are not ones to settle, all or nothing, no middle grounds. But we know things take time, and we know, planning long. We always think anything that we decide to go after, we've already thought 10 steps ahead of what it's going to be like. We never really just shoot from the hip unless the INFJ rage comes up, which is usually righteous and we're defending somebody. But in general, our plans for life, love, all the important things, if we decided I'm going to go, try this career, I'm going to go after this girl, there was a lot of overthinking as to how that would logically play out, Now, obstacles along the way we deal with, but it's like, is the probability, what is the probability of the end game being what I want it to be, kind of thing. And we are very good at helping other people with this too, because INFJs in real life, and often depicted in fiction, do not accept a broken status quo. We are not ones, with the paradox of eternal recurrence, we are not ones to either curse fate and be like, this sucks, but I gotta do what I gotta do and it's never gonna get any better, or well, it's not that bad, it is what it is, I'm gonna look at it as a positive and find the positive in a bad situation and settle for it. No, neither side of the coin works for us. It's like, I know it's a long shot, but what if that coin landed on its edge, which of course is, the third option, which is free will, which is a crooked path with a lot of battles, and it's also the path of Lilith. Yeah, that's right. INFJ and Lilith, and I get the free will thing on all angles. So that's the path we choose, and we let other people know this as well within themselves, where it's like, well, you're clearly not happy. You're in a bad situation. Why are you settling for it? What do you want out of life? What are your desires? And why is that, seemingly impossible to you? Or what have you done, or what can you do to pursue it? Keeping in mind that it's not going to happen overnight. Or the other big question is, because INFJs are good at ripping the masks off narcissists and spotting them, and they know we can see through them too, which makes us targets. It's like, what is holding you back, and why are you allowing that person, what could be a relationship, could be a parent, somebody need to cut out of your life, to hold you back? Why aren't you breaking these chains? It can't be done, free will, and that. Yeah, let me introduce you to somebody. She'll help. Yeah, if I can't break the chains, I know who can. Yeah. Don't worry, she's not that scary. Well, unless you take people's free will away, abuse women and things like that. Otherwise, you have nothing to fear from her. But Lilith, of course. So this is something we as INFJs must be aware of, that for whatever reason, and I've had actual therapists say this to me, we are natural counselors. We have this intuitive ability to help people better understand their own situations, and we're better at helping other people than helping ourselves, because in terms of ourself, a lot of us have confidence issues because a lot of us have been targeted by a narcissist at some point. Probably, particularly if you're my age or older, you didn't know what narcissistic abuse was at the time. Also, we have our trust issues, and most importantly, our overthinking. But when we're helping somebody else, we're not overthinking, because in our own lives, we always assume the worst and that things aren't going to get better. And you got to get out of that NIT loop. But that doesn't plague us when we're helping other people. So we're much better at helping others than ourselves. And we cannot waste this ability, because it does give us a sense of purpose, to help others break free of bad situations. Being empaths, we often feel their pain and sorrow, particularly if it's somebody we care about deeply. That feeling is worse than our own pain in many ways. I've certainly been down that road myself, particularly if that person is, for whatever reason, resigned themselves to a fate that they don't like, but feel they can't do anything about it. Because I've been in that situation myself, thanks to the influence of narcissists who told me I had to remain in a career that I despised, that consumed my whole life 7 days a week. And I was dry heaving every morning. Wanted to die, and almost did, because I was in a toxic relationship that ended in a gunfight, not with her, with the other guy she was involved with. And then, Lilith saved me and broke my chains. And, well, it's been a long, crooked path since then. But I've broken many chains along the way, and I will continue to do so. So keep that in mind, my fellow INFJs. Speak the truth to people when they ask. When people confide in you, they kind of have that feeling of they're going to tell me the truth, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it's dark. Some truth can be considered dark. Some truth can be hard for people to face. But we're also the ones to speak the truth when it's like, oh, this person's in a bad situation, and everybody knows it. Everybody talks about it, but no one's gonna be the one to be like, okay, this isn't right. We all know it isn't right. Stop lying. Stop pretending. No. Most people just say it behind their, talk behind people's back. INFJ will just blurt it out. Especially if it's like an abusive situation, we'll just, boom, drop the bomb. Okay, hate me all you want, but the truth has to come out. Someone had to. Been down that road more than once, too. And we have to continue to do that. It can be difficult. We can, at times be wrongfully vilified for exposing people that are apparently beyond reproach. Nobody's beyond reproach. And when the truth comes out, the truth comes out, and you're later vindicated. So even if it may be uncomfortable, think of that in terms of our precious integrity. Are you trying to remain, to preserve your own image, which you don't really care about that much? Is that worth somebody being trapped in an abusive situation just because, the abuser may be quite skilled at lying and wearing a mask? Once it's off, and you can't put them back on. So keep that in mind, INFJs. When you're down, remember, a lot of people look to us to give them that push to go towards the path they truly desire, and we have to continue to do that. Like it or not, we are the guardians of the crossroads. There's a witchy term for you. When people ask, we're like usually the last person people ask before they choose which road to go down. And we're definitely not the people that'll be like, well, you just stick to the status quo because it's the status quo. And because it is the status quo, it's by definition what it's supposed to be. Everything happens for a reason and timing and all that. No. Free will over fate any day. Hail Lilith.